Okay, could you tell me a bit about your role and what your day typically involves, please?
So I'd basically be part of like any general administration, troubleshooting, creation of new accounts, and say any like first touch fixes when it comes to people calling in, or if, you know, anything breaks, we're the first line, we handle it first.
Before using Insights, what were some of the common challenges or frustrations that you faced on a daily basis?
It's basically just finding information on any previous work that was done or information that was relevant to any tickets. A lot of the time it was scattered throughout our IT glue, or, you know, someone have a note about something very particular or peculiar about a particular system, and it's just not on our notes internally. So this almost bridges that gap with the notes. Um, that helps quite a bit, and that is Insights has really helped on that particular front. It really is just a speed tool.
Okay, could you give me an example of, say, what you might do when you hit a ticket and you need information? So could you just pluck an example out the air, maybe of what kind of things you might search for regularly?
Yeah, for instance, what can happen is you would have a user creation request come in, and you might see on the system that's already been created. So in order to try and find that ticket, it's not very easy because it's usually on a very generic like label such as new user creation, but there's thousands of tickets just under that particular heading. Um, so usually at that point, I just then go and search the actual user's email from the system and just search through everything, and I usually find the exact ticket was created already. So I can just then pass those details on for whoever's re-requesting this particular user.
So I know you've been with us from the beginning. So you had like the use of the minimum, very minimal viable product that we
Yes,
first launched.
beta.
And so it might be a bit of a hard question to answer, but how quickly did you find Insights made a difference in your workflow?
It was pretty much an instantaneous switch. Because at that point I was still querying everyone on, Teams chat and IT glue to try and find information, but with that it was pretty fast to find things. And a nice thing about it as well is you got this feature called the ticket summaries. Um, a lot of the times when tickets go past a certain range, like in our things like 300,000 range, then I can't read those tickets anymore. They almost get like out of the system. But the Insight still has access to summarize those, and I can see like very legacy information, which otherwise wouldn't be able to access.
So that specifically, does Insights help save you time? And if so, how?
It basically helps me with preventing double work. So that and establishing a tickets timeline, because a lot of time tickets or a particular issue can span over multiple tickets, and Insights can help just pull this all together into one cohesive thing that I can review.
Can you remember a specific moment where Insights saved the day or helped you look good?
Because it helps on my general speediness, the reviews that I get in on my day to day, I would say is attributed because of Insights. The positive reviews is always because of that. I've always used the tools to be as fast as possible, and Insights lets me do that.
Okay, great, thank you. The other thing that I was going to ask was I've seen the leaderboards, and you are one of the top ticket solvers at EPX.
Uh,
So I wondered if is it does Insights help you achieve that, or is it because that you are so good at solving tickets, you use any tool at your disposal that you can that can just save any time?
I'll say it's a mix of both, but generally when it comes to our customer reviews that comes in, a lot of them mention just in like keywords, it's always quick, efficient, speedy, etc. And I'd say without Insights, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to get
Right.
that kind of efficiency without it. So it definitely
Okay, brilliant.
does help my overall workflow.
What do you think it is about your own personal mindset that helps you solve so many tickets compared to everybody else?
Um, I don't like seeing things on my board. I
Fair
try
enough.
and
So
try and clear it out. I
inbox
I'm
zero all
not
the
very
way.
good at juggling things, so I have to get through things one at a time and get through them quickly enough so I have the mental space to deal with everything. I can't be working one thing here and then another thing pops up and then I have to try and deal with them both at the same time. That just never works for me. I'm very one-track mindset.
Sure. Okay. And do you always work remote? Where are you based? Sorry, I don't think I've ever asked you.
South Africa.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so you can't just
Yeah.
pop into the office. So you don't get
No.
the kind of the distractions you might get in the office either.
Yes. But at the same time, also speaking on just that point, being remote, I don't get the same insights as everyone else would in office. So they got multiple departments and they can quickly query people to say, what's happening on this ticket, what's happening with this order. Insight also bridges that gap as well for remote workers, so you can see what has been handled in relation to this ticket in terms of like orders and sales requests, etc. So in that sense, it also helps quite a bit.
If you had to explain insights to a new colleague in one sentence, what would you say? How would you sum it up?
Uh, Insight just shows you what you have done before, so you don't have to do it again. That way you work smarter, not harder.
Is there anything else you could think of to say about it that I haven't covered, perhaps?
It's brilliant. I don't have much more to say than that. It's simple and it works for myself. I I can't give it much more praise than that. It just works. It's fantastic. So I'm starting to use the new beta version you got rolled out. No, I'd say everything at the moment is quite nice. And I'm especially enjoying the new feature you have for the summaries of the um, essentially the mail correspondence, because a lot of times in our system it duplicates the entire email thread and then plus the extra bit that was added and then on and on. So you just get like this
Yeah.
long email thread where you can't really understand what has happened and who said what. At least with the summary you put now, it's point for point. There's no duplicates there, and you can just read from top to bottom.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
So for you, man. Thank you.